Hi everyone, it's Jack and Anthony here from ATGN. We're doing another booster box opening, so this time we've got the latest set, Sun and Moon Ultra Prism. Yeah, so this kind of signals the start of like a new era for the game, really. Well, not a new era, but it's a new year. So
it's the new block for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, really.
Yeah. Now I'm just gonna get over here. I'm just gonna open it like this, and hopefully don't knock the table too much.
No, it'll be fun.
So what's new? What's the new gimmick?
Well, the theme of the set really, I think, and we all think, is just metal, and that is just heavy metal support. And we think it's to counter the Gardevoir deck, which was really big for a while, but it sort of died down even before this set, so...
But the new gimmick, as in the new card mechanic. What's the new card mechanic?
It's the Prism Star cards.
Yep, so they are... You can only have one one card named that, whatever the card is in your deck, so they can only be one ofs. And when you play them, or whenever they hit the discard pile...
They go into the Lost Zone.
Yeah, the Lost Zone. So the Lost Zone from years ago was a mechanic introduced, which is basically removed from play.
Yeah, it's an unrecoverable discard pile.
Yep. So I'm gonna have to try and stay in shot here.
I think it's like Exiled in Magic, right?
Yeah, exactly. Kind of. Anyway, so I'm gonna put this here, and we'll just get started. So I'll open the first one.
Yeah.
Alright, so what's it got? Code card over there. So Jupiter, Piplup, Skorupi, Stunky, Young Goose, Araquanid. So this is very similar to the other Araquanid that we have in format, and it's another one of the gimmicks of this set, and hopefully going forward, where they print like reprints of cards but make them a different type, so you can split it up. So this one, it prevents damage from fire Pokemon, but Araquanid's not really that good because it sort of just gets countered by Lele.
Sorry, it was only used as a hard counter to Volcanion, and the other one's a water type, so you just rather play that one.
And we go Cynthia as well.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about Cynthia. I don't know about Abomasnow. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you get to attach a water energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon.
So
it's not enough.
It's a slower version of Aqua Patch.
Yeah, you might as well just play Aqua Patch. Yeah. So, Cynthia. So, what do you think about this in Standard? Shuffle your hand, draw 6 cards.
I think this card is insanely good. And the reason being is essentially 6 cards is like the optimum number to draw for a shuffle draw supporter. You've seen a similar card like this called Shauna for a while, which only drew 5 cards, and then a card which was an exact copy of this called Professor Oak's New Theory way back in the day. But the difference between 5 and 6 cards when you're drawing from your deck is unimaginable. It is ridiculous, and because of that, I think Cynthia will see a lot of play, and decks will cut down their counts of N and Sycamore in order to include more Cynthia.
Okay. Yeah. I think that its impact on the metagame won't be that... It won't be that impactful, but it'll be a good card once rotation hits and we lose Sycamore. I wrote an article about Sycamore rotating very recently.
You have very big opinions on it.
Very big opinions. Yeah. Okay. So let's
Cynthia's one of those cards in which, like, it's not spectacular, but it's just a really good card.
Yeah. Absolutely. So don't worry, Jack, I'll let you open up some.
That's fine.
Let's have a look. So what do we get? We got a few different cards.
Volkner.
Yeah, but let's give all these a quick shout out. So Gibble, there's a good Garchomp in the set, and Gibble has an ability where it has no retreat cost if it's got an energy. Keep that in mind. It's gonna be good if Garchomp's ever good.
Like if you'll play Garchomp, play that Gibble.
Yep. Yeah. Now we've got a Shinx here There's a good Luxio, and we'll talk about
Yeah.
when we get to it. I think there's another Shinx, and it's better than this one.
Yeah, so that's the bad Shinx.
Yeah, I think so. So we'll put
And
that
we've
to the
got
side.
Heat Rotom.
So the Rotons all have this ability that says they don't. You can ignore the energy cost if you have 9 tools in your discard pile, 9 or more. So it's probably a bit much to expect a deck to be able to
get
use it
9
well.
tools.
Maybe you could play it in
The
was it
Gorgeist.
Gorgeist?
Yeah.
Yeah, so keep that in mind for Gorgeist, I guess. And Volkner. What do you think? So search your deck for a lightning energy, reveal it, and put it into your hand, as well as, was it?
An item card.
An item.
Volkner
item and lightning.
is... I think it's just a worse version of Skylar in this format.
Yeah.
But keep this card in mind once Skylar rotates.
Yeah.
And for lightning decks, I think it will be better than Skylar, but there aren't very many lightning decks in the format.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come on.
Mercury, Magnemite. Oh, and there we see the first Prism Star card. And then the other cards are...
That's Ancient Crystal, dude. I've never seen that card.
I think
so. You attach it to either a Regirock, Regice, or Registeel, or Regigigas, and they take 30 less damage. Yeah, I mean that's all right if
if the Registeel deck works.
If like any of them become good, but like you've got Fighting Fury Belt anyway, so I don't rate Ancient Crystal very much. Magnemite's good. So what is it? It prevents damage to itself while it's on your bench.
Yeah.
Very reminiscent of Squirtle, which is funny because it's very reminiscent.
Yeah.
The evolution of this, the eventual one, Magnezone, has the same ability, but for steel. So it lets you play as many metal energy as you want.
Yeah, and that ability is going to be really good in this format. And so if you're going to play that deck, pick up this version of Magnemite.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then now this Lunala Prism Star. What do you think of this card?
I didn't rate it, but let's read it. For each of your... So, Full Moon Star. For each of your opponent's Pokemon in play, attach a Psychic energy from your discard pile to your Pokemon any way you like. So that would be good. Actually, it's a basic Pokemon as well. So... and then, was it Psystorm? This attack does 20 damage times the amount of energy attached to all Pokemon. Interesting, but...
Honestly...
Sort of not enough. The fact that you can only have one in your deck, like, it's really good, but, like, it's not good enough.
Yeah, I think that even if this card wasn't a Prism Star card, it wouldn't be very good. It's just...
There's no sort of Psychic deck at the moment.
The only deck I can think of is Garbodor, but Garbodor only requires 1 energy, so there's just no point in playing Lunala. It's just... This spot is better served by other cards at the moment.
Yeah, and the other problem too is we have like Mew, Mewtwo. We have a bunch of cards that can punish like
except it's not weak to Psychic.
So 2 things. Yeah. So Psychic Pokemon normally have either Psychic weakness or Dark weakness.
Oh yeah.
So there's lots of Mews and Mewtwo's running around that would counter a Psychic Pokemon weak to Psychic.
However, this Pokemon's weak to Dark, which in fact is worse in this current format.
Yeah, it gets countered by Zoroark. So.
And if you go to a standard tournament and you don't see Zoroark, you are incredibly lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. So, let's do it. Next pack.
Yep.
Try and get through these. So, here's the good Shinx.
Yeah.
Jupiter, Gible, Skorupi, Lickitung, Gumshoes, Electivire, Metal, there's a Gabite. We'll talk about it. Yeah. Not much. Deep Currents, nah. Okay, so they're not that exciting.
This is the much better Shinx.
So this Shinx is, if you go second, this Pokemon can evolve during your first turn.
That's pretty good.
So it's talking about a very specific turn. It's if you're not the player who's taking the first turn of the game, and it's your first turn of the game, this can evolve straight away. And that's important because what it evolves to, Luxio has an attack which blocks items.
And we've seen other item blocking decks be really strong. However, in this specific format, I think item lock just is not very powerful. Simply because of, again, the Zoroark GX allowing you to every turn discard a card from your hand and draw 2 cards, sort of allows you to work your way through the item lock, and it's just not good enough, I think. If it locked supporters, then that would be a very different story. I think it would be a really good card. But the Luxio isn't good enough, and as a result, the Shinx won't be good enough.
Alright, and so the Gabite says, search your deck for a card that evolves from this Pokemon, put it onto this Pokemon to evolve it. So basically, search your deck for a Garchomp.
Yeah.
Put it on. It's okay. It's not exciting, but...
It's only as good as Garchomp is.
Yeah, and, like, it's almost never worth losing a turn.
Yeah.
So, but time will tell, because we're heading towards a slower format, I think. After you.
Thank you. So, next pack. So,
Ooh, I see something.
Yeah. So there's another Magnemite. Oh, there we see Empoleon and Leafeon GX. Let's talk about Missing Clover.
Let's talk about Leafeon first, because it's the obvious good card. So Leafeon, its ability.
We've already talked about this Magnemite. I'm just going to put it this way.
Okay. Actually, the big thing about this card is Grand Bloom GX.
Yeah.
So it's GX attack. For each of your bench basic Pokemon, search your deck for a card that evolves from that Pokemon, and put it onto that Pokemon to evolve it. Then shuffle your deck afterwards. So let's say you're going second. You're starting with Energy Evolution Eevee. First thing you do is you attach Grass Energy. Search your deck for this, and then you Grand Bloom on your first turn.
Yeah.
So ideally, you've got a bench of like Rowlets or
then you
some grass Pokemon.
All into Dartrix.
Yeah. So, good, yes, no.
It's not as good as it could be, I think.
Yeah.
It's very high roll based at the moment. Like, if it does work and you do get off the turn 2 for Decidueye, I think it's going to be absolutely insane, but the thing is that you have to actually get to the stage where you have the 4 Decidueye on the second turn. Like, you can't prize any of the pieces, you have to actually draw the Grass Energy on the first turn, which will clunk your deck, and then if you don't hit it, like, where do you go from there?
I mean, at least you got Bridget.
Yeah.
So
then you just have to hit Bridget.
It's not beyond the realm of possibility to get, like, triple Dartrix on your first turn, but, yeah,
it's very unlikely.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Let's actually talk about its other attributes.
So
they aren't that bad.
Breath of the Leaves, if it's active, you can heal 50 from one of your Pokemon with energy on it.
Yeah.
So, and you could chain the Leafeon, so like you can Breath of the Leaves and then Guzma and then Breath of the Leaves and then even retreat and Breath of the Leaves. Yeah. But is healing 100 enough? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, healing is really good in this format.
It's a big chunk. Like let's say you're attacking with Zoroark and you do 120 to this. If you get 2 Breath of the Leaves off,
the attack is basically gone.
Yeah, the Zoroark is not going to be able to finish it off because it can't do enough damage.
Yeah.
So, yeah, could be good. And 110 damage for Grass DC, basically.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll talk about Missing Clover. Okay. So, Missing Clover, you may play 4 of them at once. If you played 1, look at the top card of your deck. If you played 4, take a prize card. So, if you have all 4 of them in your hand, you take a prize card.
Yeah.
This is 6 prizes, you gotta take them all to win. This can be an instant prize.
I think
it's silly.
Yeah, it's very silly.
And it's not gonna see play in standard, I don't think.
I could see a dumb deck with this in Unlimited that aims to go and get 20 of them and take all 6 prize cards.
It would be interesting to see if it can be done in Unlimited, if you can take all 6 prizes in one turn with just Missing Clover. But
it's not a very good card.
Anyway, it's not good for standard.
This Empoleon, this card is really good.
So let's talk about total command. So its attack is, this attack does 20 damage for each bench Pokemon, yours and your opponent's. So you've got 5, they've got 5. That's 200 damage. 200 damage straight up. Chuck a Choice Band on, 230. You're knocking out almost anything.
Yeah.
2 energy is manageable. 160 HP is good.
Yeah.
Where's the weak points?
the fact that it requires 2 energy. And it's not a double colorless, it is a water and a colorless, which is 2 separate attachments. However, you could do this with counter energy, and maybe...
That's true.
I've thought of a deck that plays this in Zoroark, and Zoroark is another deck that just naturally wants to fill its bench. However, wouldn't you just want to attack with Zoroark?
Well, Zoroark can't hit those upper numbers. So
But the other reason you think is, if you're playing against a Zoroark deck, you'll just be one-hitting the Zoroarks over and over again, and they can't really respond to you. So I think the card is good, but it won't be able to work by itself.
Okay. Alright. I still think that the deck could be good in Standard, and I think rotation will be kind to it.
Yeah.
So, because we'll still have Aqua Patch, and we'll lose
However, we lose
cards
Bridget.
like we lose Elixir and we lose Sycamore.
Oh yeah, you
we
have Aqua
lose...
Patch for this card. Yeah, this card could be really good.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, you didn't think of that?
No, I didn't. It just escaped my mind.
Yeah, alright. So, we'll put it to the side. Do you want to open?
Yeah.
Keep it going.
Yeah. We've got another one.
Oh, I see a shiny border.
So...
Oh, the double. So what's interesting is the Prism Star takes up the slot of the Rev Holo. So there's no Rev Holo in this.
So you can get a double.
Yeah. So you can get those sweet packs like this.
Yeah.
So talk about them in order.
Yeah.
Giratina. So this is a Prism Star card.
Yeah.
You can only have one of them in your deck. Its ability is when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, during your turn you may attach 2 psychic energies from your hand to it. And then, what's its attack? Crisis Dive, 160, discard 2 energy attached to this Pokemon. Weak to Dark, it's not very good.
No, I think they're kind of looking to make a deck with this in Lunar, but you can only have one of them, so it's just not very good, I think.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
Yeah. Still Valley.
It's a reprint from Crimson Invasion.
The card's good, but it's going to die down in play, I think.
Yep.
Now, Gardena.
But what is interesting is that we do get new memories to go with it.
Oh yeah, so the card's power level has increased.
Yeah, but I guess we'll cross it when we get to it.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly which ones they are.
One of them's fire. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Gardena.
So Gardenia is heal 80 damage from one of your Pokemon that has grass energy on it.
I think it's worse than Acerola.
You think Acerola is good?
Yeah. Why would you not just play Acerola?
Well, because you've got to then play the energy down again.
Yeah.
So, so you're thinking about it from Galissapod's point of view, and I agree, you would just use Acerola.
However, in a Decidueye deck, you would rather use Guardian.
Oh yeah, this combos well with the Leafeon.
Yeah.
Like, if you play Gardenia and use Breath of the Leaves in one turn, that's 130.
However, there's also a card called Max Potion, and Max Potion doesn't take up your supporter. So.
But, like I said, this doesn't remove your attachments.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's important.
It's good, but...
Yeah.
I don't think you'd need that much healing.
Alright, my turn. I see a shiny.
Ooh.
So...
Oh, we got another one. Oh.
What is that? Dawn Wings Necrozma. Wow. Oh, and we got a fossil. We should talk about this as well because it's new, and we got the Luxio.
Yeah.
So let's talk about these real quick.
Alright.
So we'll run through this quickly. There's a new fossil mechanic. So the fossil mechanic here is play this card as a 60 HP colorless Pokemon. Anytime during your turn, you may discard this card from play and it can't retreat. So it's a Pokemon that basically doesn't do anything. And Shieldon evolves from the fossil. So you would go play fossil, then next turn you go Shieldon. And Shieldon has some good stats-ish. It's what it evolves into, which is what you got to look at. But the point is I wanted to highlight that there's a new fossil. Yeah. So we'll talk about it if we pull the Shieldon evolution.
Luxio.
Yep. So Luxio is one of the cards that's creating some hype. Disconnect 30 damage. Your opponent can't play any cards. Or play any item cards from their hand during the next turn. So we've seen in the past that effect is very powerful. Seismitoad was a very highly played card throughout its life. At some points, entire archetypes revolved around them, but even then, like later on, decks would run it as a one-of just to have that effect. So it'll be interesting to see if this is good enough.
Yeah.
It combos with Shining Celebi, which lets you use a previous evolution's attack. So you evolve it to Luxray to have extra HP. You can even go Luxray Break if you really wanted to, but use Disconnect. But when you're competing with Pokemon that have 200, 210 HP, like it's not
80,
heaps.
Yeah.
30 damage is not heaps, even if you can buff it a bit.
Now we've got Dawn, Wings, Necrozma, and I'm very disappointed by this card.
Okay, why is that?
Well, so its ability is good, which is when it's on your bench, it forces itself active.
Yep.
Its attacks are garbage. Sorry. They require three colored energy, which is incredibly difficult to get on.
Well, psychic energy.
Yeah, it's got the awful dark weakness.
Yeah. So 120 damage, not affected by weakness, not very good. Moon's Eclipse. You can use this attack only if you have more prizes remaining. Prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done by your opponent. So it sort of ensures that it'll be able to attack twice, but it just doesn't. It doesn't do enough.
And then its ability. Well, there's a previous card which had a very similar ability, Keldeo EX, which forced itself active. However, Keldeo EX was in a format with Hypnotoxic Laser, which is why it's still play. There's nothing really that would cause you to want to play this card.
For the switching effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no like sort of paralysis locks or poison or anything like that you need to escape from. So
your bench spots are much more valuable in this format than they were in previous formats, so the card's just not very good.
Alright, let's keep going. So Neri, Hippopotas, Persimion's interesting. We'll just look at it real brief. There's an electric memory. Floatzel and Skuntank. So
this Persimmon, I think, could be very good.
Yep.
So it sort of combos with the older team play Persimmon, which does for a DC it does 10 plus 30 for each Persimmon on your bench. Then what this one does is all your Persimmons deal 30 more damage. So
So the idea is you can play one or two of this Persimmon to buff up your attacking Persimmon's damage.
Because then
it gets tricky because then you end up having less Persimmons you can attack with because you can't, like, you wouldn't use Rock Hurl, you'd use the team play one.
Yeah, but then with the other Persimmon you got 10, 30, 30, 30. So you've got two of these on the bench, so that's 100. You've got 160 from these two. Then with a Choice Band, that's 190. Then with a Kukui, that's the magic 210.
Yep. So interesting. We'll see. And then Electric Memory makes you Silver Valley GX a Lightning Pokemon. So you've got Lightning and Fire. Are they relevant types at the moment?
Yes. They're very relevant.
Okay, so what's weak to Lightning then?
Wishy-Washy GX.
Good point. Yeah. So we've seen stall decks using Wishy-Washy, and it's weak to Lightning. So you need that Lightning typing to bust through.
Because Wishy-Washy's just... The deck can sometimes just run over you if you can't deal with it, because you'll just attack and it'll absorb the attack, then heal it. So.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Cool. Next. Petruizu, we'll look at it real quick.
Yeah.
Shaman. It's hollow, actually, Shaman, but it doesn't really do anything much.
Ooh.
There's a Lily reprint Palpad. We know what Lily does, so we'll skip it. So Petruizu, real quick. Snuggly Generator is for each Pokemon that has Nozzle on your bench. Search your deck for a Lightning Energy and attach it to that Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. So Pikachu, Snuggly Generator, attach energy to all of them.
Yeah.
And even like another Pachirisu, so that's 5.
So
Raichu GX has an attack that does more damage for every lightning energy you have in play. So there's the combo. It's a cute combo. Yeah. It's weak to fighting. It's not good.
And fighting's very good.
Yeah. So if fighting ever drops off,
which it probably won't.
Pachirisu maybe. Yeah. At the very least, it's a fun league deck.
Yeah.
Palpad, shuffle 2 supporters from your discard pile into your deck. So this is like what we want over Lusamine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I can see Dex running Power Pad for sure for late game.
I think Golisopod Zoroark is going to love this card because you can play double Puzzle of Time, get 4 Acerola. That's four turns of attacking you just absorb.
Like towards the end, if you put 2 more Acerolas in your deck, like you just lock it up, you just win.
Yeah.
Yep.
It'll make games last even longer than they already do.
Yeah. Just checking to make sure that the camera still looks good.
Yeah.
I should check it after each thing. So, let's have a look. We got another Persimmon.
Oh, Tapu there.
Yeah, we'll talk about that briefly.
Mars. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, we'll talk about it quickly. So Mars, draw 2 cards. If you do, discard a random card from your opponent's hand.
It doesn't do enough.
It doesn't do enough. That's right. And like, if your opponent works their way down to 1 card in their hand, you could totally ruin them with Mars because you assume that that's their draw supporter. So it could be good. Most times it's not going to be. Especially because it's a random card. Yeah. Like, if you could choose which card to get rid of...
It would be a lot better.
Be better, but...
because you could play it on turn 1 and snag their Bridget.
Tapu Lele. So, the reason why this one's interesting is Magical Swap. The Star Wave's good. It's always good to have, like, a basic Pokemon that can deal out damage. Does 20 times the number of energy attached to your opponent's active.
Not great, but it's something.
It's like, whatever. Magical Swap. Move any number of damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon to their other Pokemon in any way you like.
So, this deck seems to be at home in a very spread-based deck with Ho-Town, Necrozma GX, Tapu Koko promo.
Yep.
Just spreading damage, then you Magical Swap and knock out all the relevant Pokemon.
Yep. Doesn't Spiritomb do the same thing from Steam Siege?
Yeah, but Spiritomb, I think, has a restriction where you can't move it off the active or something. Yeah.
So this one's strictly better. And it's got more HP as well.
And then you'd cover the 2 energy requirement with counter energy, because the deck wouldn't take prizes. So. Another pack. So, like one Diglett, Fire Memory, Rotom, and Looker Whistle. And Oranguru. I love this Oranguru. I think it's very good.
Okay. So it's literally got an attack called Resource Management. What does it do?
It puts 3 cards from your discard pile to the bottom of your deck in any order.
So, ironically, I would say the art of Resource Management is not needing to recover cards from your discard pile, but...
So, the reason you play this card is that wishy-washy deck. And you just play that, and you put 3 energy onto the bottom of your deck, and then you never deck out.
That's funny. Yeah, it is like a mill counter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because, like, unless they would have to start reusing Handiwork.
Yeah.
And it's not, either way, it's not dealing with Oranguru.
Yeah.
So,
because then Oranguru just infinites them with resource management.
Yep. So it forces them to attach energy to be able to attack.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it's also really good in Golisopod Zoroark.
Alright. I think. So quickly, Looker Whistle. Search your deck for 2 cards named Looker and put them into your hand. So...
Why not just Lele for Looker?
Well... Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that. Yeah. The thing is, you really need Looker to be able to see why that's a good card.
Yeah, so
why it's interesting.
Looker is a card which says draw 3 cards off the bottom of your deck, which sort of works with this Oranguru as well, but I don't think the engine is good enough to warrant playing.
Yeah?
I think just Oranguru by itself will be good, but Looker and Looker Whistle won't be good.
Okay.
Now, Fire Memory and Mo Rotom. Rotom is a very similar card to the other Rotom we covered, which is good in Gourgeist, however, its attack just... Special Mo, it's just not good enough to justify the free energy cost. And the condition's way too much to have to sort through it.
And there's nothing, well, I mean, there's a few Pokemon that are weak to Grass, but it's still just not worth playing the Rotom. Fire Memory, give your Silvally Fire typing. What's weak to, actually that's a good point, because Pod is weak to Fire.
That Leafeon's weak to
Fire. Soon we're going to have metal Pokemon that are weak to fire, so yeah.
It's a really good type to have.
Yeah, it's good. And once rotation hits, there's not going to be that many good fire Pokemon.
Yeah, because we'll lose Volcanion.
Yeah, which is like the go-to fire archetype. Alright, let's have a look.
Is this just a dead pack?
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's too much going on. What does this say? So discard a random card from your opponent's hand, switch this Pokemon to one of your bench. That's not enough.
Yeah.
Not enough in this game. What was the rare? So the rare is a Sand Slash. Spike Armor for no energy. During your opponent's next turn, if this Pokemon is damaged by an attack, even if it's knocked out, put 6 damage counters on the attacker. It's funny because it costs no energy, but
it doesn't do enough.
Not enough. Not enough in a format with Pokemon with over 200 HP.
Yeah. When you can deal 120 damage for 1 energy.
Yep.
Is this another? Oh, we've got an Apollon. We've got a Unit Energy and an Alolan Dug Trio.
Yeah, let's talk about them.
Alright.
So, Unit Energy, there's 3 of these.
Yeah.
So it's like a Rainbow Energy that only provides one of these 3, and it doesn't put a damage counter on it. Yeah. It just works. Yeah. So what do you think of Unit Energy?
Well, this one, I don't see a point to playing it, because what deck uses Metal and Psychic? Oh, there's that Ultra Necrozma that's coming out, but we won't have to worry about that for a while, so...
Yeah. Hard to say, because Special Energies also have the Achilles heel of being Special Energies, which means that it can be removed by Enhanced Hammer and like other effects that target Special Energies in particular.
Yeah.
Circuitry blocks attacks.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to say if this will be any good, but yeah. Keep it in the back of your mind and remember it.
Whenever new cards come out.
Alolan Dug Trio. Gold Rush. Discard any number of Metal Energy cards from your hand. This attack does 30 damage times, for each card that you discarded in this way. So it's a 0 energy cost, 30 times the number of metal you can get into your hand. It's pretty good. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not going to be meta defining. It's not going to be the best deck in format.
I think it could
at the moment.
Good. Yeah.
It can be good.
It's very combo reliant.
I'd put it in that same tier as Persimmon.
Yeah.
Where, like...
It's a fun deck that can take games off tier 1 decks, but...
It's only got 60 HP. It's just so low. Yeah.
It's sort of like Vespiquen, I think.
Yeah, so it's got that potential to be good. Especially with other cards in the set, like Mount Coronet. Well, there's, like, a lot of ways to get energy into your hand, so it's doable. It can be done, but yeah. Oh, made a mess of that pack. Yeah. Okay, so got Collectibles and Snova, Sandslash and Araquanid.
All cards are covered.
Yeah, cards that are not very...
Stadium card discard.
So Perugly's attack will discard a Stadium in play if it's your opponent's, and if you do, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to it. Way too low damage, and... like
your opponent just doesn't play stadiums.
Yeah,
not a lot of decks even play stadiums now. They all just play field bar.
Toss aside its other attack is pretty funny. Like it makes your opponent discard cards until they have 3 cards in hand.
Yeah,
but it's way too obvious. Like you can see that it's coming. So
it's because it requires multiple energy attachments.
Yeah.
So
so it's only got 110 HP. It's weak to fighting.
It'll just get knocked out.
It's not enough. Not good enough.
Yeah. Let's look at this, and let's look at... Oh, what does this card do?
Waterpad. Yeah.
Discard an energy from this weapon if you do switch or damage cards. Do you want to talk about this Cresselia?
Chuck it down. It's a holo.
Yeah.
Let's have a chat.
Yeah.
So let's look at Cresselia quickly. Lunar Payback. Discard an energy from this Pokemon. If you do, switch all damage counters on it. With those on your opponent's active, so it's damage swap.
Yeah.
Problem is, it's only got 120 HP.
And it'll just get knocked out by Zoroark.
Yeah. Well, it's got a psychic weakness.
Yeah,
but Zoroark does do enough damage anyway. And its other attack, psychic, 20 more damage times the amount of energy on your opponent's active. So, like, it might be cute if you're playing against a psychic weak deck, but...
There's just
most
no point.
of the time, there's no point. So
now, Autopad. Flip a coin. If heads, search your deck for an item card. Reveal it and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck.
I hate that they printed that. To be honest,
why not just play the item you're searching for?
That's true.
It's just.
But So if you throw your mind back to Night March, your deck was just filled with deck thinning cards like this, like cards that could just empty themselves out of your hand. I could see this in like something like Gorgeist, because you could. Because you run like a Ranger and Octillery, like just a card that you know, if you auto pad for something else that you can play straight down, like it's not. But most decks are not going to be able to use this or won't have the room to justify flipping a coin.
It's a 50-50 card to get something which you should have just put in your deck already.
Yeah, and draw 3 cards from the bottom of your deck.
If you just play this card, if you play this card by yourself, it's as good as Howl or Charon, which is bad. But
basically, if there's ever a card that's good at like putting stuff on the bottom of your deck, maybe
that Oranguru.
Yeah, for example,
a mill deck with Oranguru, but why? Yeah. Wouldn't you rather use another supporter?
Yeah. Anyway, Looker's a bit disappointing.
Yeah.
The old Looker was really good.
Didn't it look at your opponent's hand
and then choose which
shuffle?
To shuffle and draw 5? Yep,
it's good. That seems very skilled. Then next pack.
Torterra. Oh, that was a Cranidos as well.
Oh, that was?
I just want to see.
Oh, I thought that was a Gamma.
But so you see, like this is stage 1. It's got pretty aggressive. Like it's pretty simple. The card. The thing is, like you can buff it with strong energy and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not even this Cranidos you have to worry about. It's what it evolves into. So we'll put it to the side.
Yeah.
Torterra. I see 180 HP, I see a stage 2, I see 4 retreat costs, and I see 2 attacks that need 3 energy attachments.
So you'll spend 3 turns attaching to this, and then you realize that it's dead because the Zoroark's hit you twice.
Yeah. Look, Earthquake does a lot of damage, so maybe in there will be some world where you can play Leafeon GX and then like a couple of Bulbasaurs and a couple of the I forget the middle evolution. It goes Turtwig,
land guy.
This is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Does anybody in the room know what Turtwig evolves into? I see people shaking their heads.
Grottle.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, because you would have played from Diamond and Pearl. That's why. Yeah, that's why he knows. Yeah, Grottle. There's too many Pokemon now to remember. We're due for some Diamond and Pearl Pokemon like Torterra.
And then we're getting Cynthia.
Anyway, 180. And so like Venusaur makes your grass energy count twice, so you could Earthquake for 2 energy, but
that's still 2 attachments.
It's way too much setup. It's too much to expect.
Yeah. Too much setup, but not enough return.
Yeah, that's right. That's funny that neither of us knew. Yeah. Alright, so look. Oh, Hippopotamus.
Oh, there's the Luxray. There's another Cynthia.
Oh, there it is, Grottle.
Oh, it's coming back to haunt.
Skateboard. Alright, so we'll talk about a skateboard first. Retreat cost of this Pokemon, of the Pokemon this card is attached to, is 1 colorless less and can retreat even if it's asleep or paralyzed.
In this format, this card is outclassed completely by Floatstone.
Yep, so Floatstone reduces your retreat cost to 0. This only reduces it by 1.
Yeah.
Keep it in mind if there's ever a paralysis lock deck and a sleep lock deck, or rotation hits, and this is the best we've got.
Yeah. You could put it on a Lele, but...
True. Well, you could put it on anything. Like, being able to reduce it by 1 is fine, but... Yeah. Hippowdon, 140 HP on a stage 1. Not bad. Sandtomb, defending Pokemon can't retreat. Next turn, and Dust Cannon is attack does 10 damage more for each retreat cost on your opponent's active retreat cost. So does more damage if your opponent has like a higher retreat. It's kind of bad. There's
what's its weakness? Oh, its weakness is grass.
There's nothing good about it. Yeah. Sorry, Hippowdon. Luxray, Intimidating Fang. As long as this is active, your opponent's active Pokemon do 30 less damage. That's good.
Yeah.
Volt Bolt, discard all lightning. It does 150 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon, so you can choose.
Yeah. But
it might be good to finish the game off, but like you don't want to drop the 30 damage lock a turn.
Yeah. It's sort of like how Grenade Hammer was with Seismitoad.
Yeah, so like towards the end you could drop the lock because there's no items worth playing at that point.
Or you just take the final 2 prizes.
Yeah. So it's good. It's good to be able to give Luxio 70 more HP.
Yeah.
So
more HP is never bad.
And it's got no retreat cost actually.
Wait,
that's the other thing to think about too. No retreat's good. It's quite good.
There's Weavile.
Yeah.
There's the Type Null. I think this Type Null is just worse than the other Type Null.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? If your opponent's active Pokemon has any damage on it, it does 30 more. Yeah, so it's not good. The other Type Null is better.
Pokemon Fan Club. It's a reprint.
Yep. Yeah. So let's talk about the Weavile. Weavile is it's pretty good. So 50 Evil Admonition 50 times. So it does 50 times the number of your opponent's Pokemon that has an ability. How many Pokemon have abilities?
Zoroark, Lele.
Tons. There's heaps.
Yeah. You would destroy Zoroark like an rock.
What if you're playing against Tapu Bulu, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if you're playing against Vikavolt. Like, you got 2 Vikavolts and you got a Lele.
At a choice band, that's 180.
Yeah, it's like, you just
However,
do so much. However, what?
The issue with this card is that this does sound really stupid, but you can just not play cards with abilities.
Yeah.
And the card just deals no damage.
It can't be a deck on its own, because it's wholly reliant on your opponent playing abilities.
It would have to be in a deck with something like Zoroark, I think.
So if there's a dark deck that gets good, yeah, maybe. Or Unit Energy.
Or
Rainbow Energy. Yeah. There's no Rainbow Energy in this set, hey.
No.
That's interesting because
it was in Sun and Moon though.
Then when the Sun and Moon block rotates, there's no Rainbow Energy yet.
Ooh, that's probably why they're printing Unit Energy. So
who knows?
Lopan.
Well, an Executor. We'll just talk about it real quick.
Nothing
else worth mentioning. Yeah. So, Alolan Executor, Executor's Paradise is its attack. So, for each of your bench Pokemon, benched Execute, search your deck for an Alolan Executor or Executor GX. Put them onto the Execute to evolve it. So, if you fill your bench and your turn 2, you just, if you got 3 Executes on your bench, it's not really doing that much. Like, 3 is not that many, and they're only stage 1, so it's not hard.
Why not just play Evo Soda?
Yeah. So, it's unfortunate, but that Executor is just not that great. Not that great.
If Alolan Executor was a good card, then maybe it would be better, but...
Yeah. Yep. Let's keep going. We've got an Eevee, Vulpix, Stunky, Young Goose Gabba. Wow! Full art Lusamine. So
it's a weird art of Lusamine.
Yeah, so that's its artwork from the end of Sun and Moon.
Oh, okay.
So she sort of like becomes part of Nihilego.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Lusamine, we've covered it already in Crimson Invasion.
Yeah.
It does the exact same thing. This is just an alternate artwork.
Nothing special.
So nothing. So what it does is it puts 2 in any combination of supporter and stadium cards from your discard pile to your hand. It's just a different artwork.
Yeah.
Which now has 2 full arts, which is interesting.
Like 4 different arts, please me. And this is Eevee, I'll just mention a quick bit about it. Even though we're getting new Eevees in this set, there's the Energy Evolution Eevee, which is objectively better, so you just never play this Eevee.
Yep. Wow, I actually want to look at this Drapion.
Yeah.
Its attack paralyzes and poisons the opponent's active Pokemon. There is no requirement, nothing. So what you have to overcome to be able to use Dangerous Stinger is 4 Psychic Energy. So It's a pretty powerful effect. The problem is that we're talking about a format where every deck plays Guzma.
Yeah, you could play some ridiculous combination with Giratina and Super Scoop Up Giratina, Energy Switch.
Or like Ninja Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Full Moon Star.
True, but...
Yeah, but like in a format where Guzma exists, although the thing with Guzma is that when you Guzma, it forces Drapion out.
However, it does damage, so you could just Acerola.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But against... So Acerola decks are one thing, but like not every deck plays Acerola, so...
Yeah. Though every deck does play Guzma.
Yep. So, I would keep it in the back of your mind, because there may be some bench sitter that it goes well with. Once upon a time, that would have been good with like Ball Plume.
Yeah.
It's pretty powerful effect. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's just get you to move those to the side. That's alright, that's alright. Yeah. They're fine over there. So let's have a look. Simeon, Magma, Wash Rotom, so it's another Rotom.
Yeah.
Bronzong, doesn't really do much either.
No.
Super Coin, no. So Wash Rotom has that Rotomotor ability where it can attack for free, but all it does is it does 50 to something. It's not good enough.
It's not very good, yeah.
Yeah, everything's got like 60 HP all of the time, so...
200.
Or more.
Yeah.
So...
It's not what it used to be.
There's Piplup, 60 HP, like it's not good enough to snipe things.
Except with Skibble, but you wouldn't play the Skibble.
Yeah. Motom.
I think we've already covered Motom.
Yep. Yeah. So not good enough.
Yeah.
Alright.
Dud pack.
I see nothing. Trick of the light. Okay. Sneasel Yanma. Magiana. What's Magiana?
Once during your turn, you may put a Pokemon tool card attached to one of your Pokemon into your hand.
Interesting. So I would see this seeing play maybe in Gorgeist?
If even. If Tool Drop Trubbish was in play, this card would be really good. So, but allowing you to move tools is never a bad thing, but...
Is it worth the bench spot? Is it worth a spot in your 60 cards?
Why not just play another tool?
Or play the tools where they need to be played.
Yeah.
The first time. Yep. So it's a cool effect, though. I'll grant it that, and it's good to know that there's an effect like that in format.
I think there was a Masquerain that did that. But
yep.
Yeah.
What have we got, mate? What have we got?
Wow. This card is really
Dialga.
interesting.
Wow.
Is there anything else in the pack?
Hey. See you laughing over there. Okay. Hyper Rare Dialga. It's funny because it's like it's like really silvery, like the old full art Dialga.
The silver Dialga.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Timeless.
All the other attacks are bad. Yeah.
It's Dragon type. Timeless GX, 150 damage. Take another turn after this one. Skip the between turn step.
Right.
Oh, and you skip the between turn step. So your turn starts from drawing a card. So once you attack with that, you start with drawing a card. You don't apply poison. You don't flip for sleep or anything like that.
So I think this card is really good in the Magnezone deck, because then you're actually able to achieve that ridiculous 5 energy requirement.
Yeah, there's no way you could play it in like any other style.
The way I could see you playing it is once you take 2 prizes with your Duskmane Necrozma, you chuck 5 energy on that, you Guzma a Lele, you knock it out, you draw a card, you Guzma another Lele, and you knock that out with Necrozma for the game.
Yeah, you could just take 4 prizes at some point during the game, and if any deck is going to be able to like do all of that,
it would be Magnezone.
It would be Magnezone, so yeah. For the sake of it, its other attacks. Overclock, draw cards until you have 6 in your hand. Might be alright if it's turn 2, this is your only active, and you're struggling for cards. Shred. This attack's damage isn't affected by effects on your opponent's active Pokemon.
Gets through the
it gets through anti-GX stuff. So that's good.
Yeah. I think this could warrant a spot in the Magnezone deck.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
But just one.
Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't... I don't think there's any other way you could build the deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe two.
You gotta be careful,
or
it's
three.
weak to Fairy as well.
Yeah. But, yeah.
What have we got? Phantom out, mate. Phantom out.
Oh,
So the Roserade was the rare. You've got a Lightning Rotom, so you've got Rotomotor, can attack for free. Plasma Slice does 120. So, I don't know. If you were playing a Rotom deck, that's pretty good, because it's low damage for 0 energy.
70 HP.
Yeah.
9 tools. Spirition.
I like Roserade's Inviting Poison. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active.
That's
New
like-
active is now poisoned.
What's that?
It's like the old SP Roserade.
Yeah.
Did the same thing, except for colorless, and then you could play energy gain to make it 0.
However, this doesn't deal damage as well.
And it's a format with 250 HP Pokemon. It's not really
10 damage is just not what it used to be.
Alright, let's go. More packs.
Yeah.
Still going.
See if we can pull a Magnezone.
Pull a Magnezone, yeah. I've got plenty of them now.
Really?
Yeah. Rampardos, so that's the final evolution of Cranidos.
Is Magnezone a holo or a rare?
Ooh, let's talk about Charim very quickly as well.
Yeah.
So Charim, I think we skipped over it before,
Yeah.
but it's worth mentioning. Grass Pokemon have no weakness.
It's 2 cards, and you have to evolve it, and weakness policy exists.
Dude, we're moving towards a format where that's good.
Yeah.
If you read my article about why Sycamore is bad for the game, we're moving towards a format where you can play 1/1 lines and expect them.
No, what I mean
Expect
is,
it to have enough time to set them up.
it could get prized, it could get Guzma'd.
Yeah.
And consider that the
You got
format,
Gladion.
the format will still be really heavy with Zoroark.
And if you knock it out, you've got recovery. Look,
Yeah.
all I'm saying is
Yeah.
keep that in the back of your mind if grass is ever good.
Yeah. Well, grass
Then-
is good, but the fire weakness just is not relevant enough to warrant playing Charim.
Alright. Rampardos. So it's a stage 2, but you can't. I don't think you can rare candy from
No.
Fossil to Rampardos.
So that makes it extremely slow.
A bit slow. 150 HP. It's first attack clean hit. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolution, does 60 more. 120 for 1 fighting energy. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Wild Crash. Read it.
If your opponent's active Pokemon is a basic Pokemon, it is knocked out. That's an amazing effect, but you have to consider what you go through.
So evolving twice manually.
Attaching
And
3
attaching 3
times.
fighting energy.
And its grass weakness means Golisopod will just go first impression.
Yep.
And then consider that knocking out a basic Pokemon automatically just is not what it used to be. Because, like,
Well, yeah, it depends on
the
like,
only
what
deck
becomes
that
good.
really uses basics is Volcanion.
Yeah. Well, what about Buzzwole?
But then you just attack with Lightning Rock.
Yep. Anyway.
Yeah.
But then you're clean hitting them.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense.
So when the format slows down for Rampardos, maybe. What have we got?
We've got the other unit energy.
And we got Bomber Snow, we looked at that.
Everything we've already
nothing
looked
else.
at.
So there's another unit energy. Fire, Grass, Water, classic trio.
Yeah.
It's a rainbow energy just for those types. Yeah. It doesn't really need much more explanation than that, so just keep it in mind. Were you around for Blend Energy, which is the predecessor?
I think I remember Blend Energy. Wasn't it played in
It was
Plasma?
Yeah, it was good for Plasma. Fan Rotom?
Is there another Alolan Vulpix in there? No, that's... Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just not good.
It's directly inferior to the
It's
vegan
got
one.
cute artwork, but yeah. Yeah, so Fan Rotom. This attack does 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Spread.
Why not just Flying Flip?
Yeah. Well, you can do this for free.
Yeah, but then you consider that it's not really free if you need to get 9 tools in your discard.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. So in the Gorgeist deck, yeah, you would probably just use Tapu Koko anyway.
Yeah. The deck plays double colors. So.
So look, what's next? I see a Darkrai Prism Star. Alright. I want to mention Spiritomb as well, very quickly.
Yeah.
Spiritomb's got this interesting attack. What is it? Terrify, 10 damage. If the opponent's Pokemon is basic, it can't attack during your opponent's next turn. So if you ever set up a lock where they can't get a basic Pokemon out of the active, keep Spiritomb in mind, because that would be very good. Lightless World is like a thing to know about, because basically you can Lusamine every turn.
Why not just play two Lusamines?
If you keep getting ends back, I'm looking at it as like an anti-stall measure.
Yeah.
So anyway, Darkrai Star. Nightmare Star. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to your bench, you may attach 2 Dark Energy from your discard pile to it. So it's like
this is a lot better than Giratina, I think.
Abyssal Sleep. Your opponent's active Pokemon is asleep. Your opponent flips 2 coins instead of 1 between turns. If either of them are tails, they're still asleep.
Yeah. Though the reason I think it's better than Giratina is just, it's. As a card, they're pretty similar levels of bad, but the thing is that there is a card in the format called Darkrai EX, which does more damage for each of your Dark Energy in play. So this Pokemon actually helps Darkrai.
Yeah, but not by the design of the card or what they intend you to do with it, really. But
it's the fact that there are other cards in play which help it.
Yeah. All right.
But even then, it's probably not enough to revive Darkrai.
All right. So, let's have a look. Not much going on in there. No. Not that we haven't already looked at. We can look at Toxicroak quickly. So Poison Jab poisons them. Exact Revenge. If any of your fighting Pokemon were knocked out for an opponent's attack during their last turn, this attack does 70 more. So, like there's nothing really
specific.
So it would have to be a deck with fighting Pokemon that also uses double colors. So I guess Lycanroc,
Zoroark,
but then
it doesn't even warrant the spots. Like 120 damage, it's not what it used to be.
Yeah, and like you just attack with Zoroark and do 120 damage. So yeah.
I think we've got another
Bastiodon. Yeah. Yep. Alright, let's look at these. So we'll look at Bastiodon first. Bastiodon. So this is the one that Shieldon evolves into. It's a fossil. So like the problem with Cranidos into, is it Tyranitar?
Tyranitar.
Not Tyranitar.
Rampardos.
Yeah, so you've got to evolve twice manually, you can't candy. So, Earth and Shield, prevent all damage done to your metal Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon that has any special energy attached to them. So, it's kind of like, was it Plasma? No, well, it's not like Plasma Kling, but it has an effect that gives basically no damage from special energy to all of your metal Pokemon. So that's worth thinking about.
That's metal support.
Push down. You may have your opponent switch their active with one of their bench for 100. It does 110, 3 metal. I mean, you can facilitate it with Magnezone, but that's not what you use it for. You use it for the ability. And is that ability good enough?
Probably not, with the fact that you have to evolve it twice.
Yeah.
You
need that bench space.
If there was another Bastiodon that also moved energy around, this card could be seen playing a sort of control style deck.
It's also kind of like a win more situation. Yeah. It's like, why don't you just knock out the Pokemon that have their energy attached?
Yeah.
Hard to say if that Bastiodon's worthwhile, but time will tell. I think it'll be worth considering after rotation, but for now,
Now,
quite.
now we've got a Shiinotic, and I think this is another one of those reprint type Pokemon, but for Fairy.
Mm-hmm.
So, once during a turn, you may search your deck for a Fairy Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Now, this could work well in the Gardevoir deck, because you can just search for a Fairy Pokemon. However, if you're evolving into Shiinotic,
you're already searching for it.
Yeah.
Whereas you could just search for the one that you want to evolve
why
into.
not use that space for Octillery to draw more cards?
Yeah. So, this is one of those cards that might be good after rotation.
Yeah.
Because format slows down.
Yeah.
You want to be able to do as much as you can every single turn. You can't stick them more anymore.
But at the moment, it's just not as good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. We're getting to the end. We're almost done.
Still no Magnezone.
Alright. Lucario, let's talk about it because it's good.
Mount Coronet. Is that the first one we've gone?
Yep.
Right.
So, precognitive aura on Lucario. Once during your turn, if you have Garchomp in play, search your deck for a card and put it into your hand. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
If you want a support Pokemon for your deck, you want one that can search any card that you want and put it into your hand, especially a stage 2 deck like Garchomp.
Searching for any card is pretty good.
It's broken, really.
Yeah.
The fact that you can only use it in tandem with Garchomp means that other decks won't be able to abuse it, which is, it's good and bad. It's good because, like, it means that strength will be tied to Garchomp. And, like, it would have been nice to have a consistency option that was universal that wasn't Zoroark GX. But,
there's Octillery, but I think that's it.
Mount Coronet. Once during each player's turn, you may put 2 Metal Energy cards from their discard pile into their hand.
Yeah.
So each player can just take 2 metal and put them into your hand. It's good with that dog trio.
It's good
and
with
it's good with Magnezone.
Yeah.
So there's a Magnezone in the set. We're probably not going to find it.
You've already explained it.
Yeah, it lets you play as many Metal Energy as you want from your hand during a turn.
And then Duskmane Necrozma, I don't think we've explained it. It, for 3 metals, I think, does 230 damage and then you discard all the metals.
Yep.
So just Mount Coronet, energy retrieval, all the metals back into your hand, reattach them, discard them again, take a bunch of one-shots.
Yeah, so, like, it's just good. Mount Coronet is a really good card for the metal archetype, which we are almost guaranteed to see play.
Just with the amount of support it's getting.
Yeah. It is definitely a deck, that's for sure. So...
There's another Mount Coronet.
Wiki, electric memory, not too much going on in that. Not very good. Okay. We're getting down to it, last couple of packs.
Yeah.
Can we get a Magnezone?
Is Magnezone a holo?
That's the storyline of this box opening.
Well, there's
so we got a Garchomp, so we talk about it.
Yeah.
Why is Garchomp good? I just fan that out, make sure. Yeah.
Royal Blades. If you've played a Cynthia from your hand during this turn, this attack does 100 more damage.
It's good.
Yeah. And
200 damage is massive. Choice band 230, knockout almost instant.
Cynthia is pretty good. It's a card that you'll be playing always. So this type of deck, I don't think you'd even play Sycamore. You just play Cynthia.
Perhaps.
Just play 4 Cynthia.
Yeah. So it'll be good. Rotation will be kind to it for sure.
Yeah.
And the other thing to mention is that there's a fighting type one as well.
Yeah.
So you can have alternating types.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to open this one?
Sure. Last pack. We've done all right so far.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't expect that there's anything special in this pack.
Yeah.
But
can we get a Magnezone? Oh.
Heatran. Alright.
I think that's it.
So Heatran's a basic metal. Guard press 30 damage, you take 30 less, not that great. Bullying impact, discard 2 energy from this Pokemon, does 130 damage. It's not that great until you remember we have Mount Coronet and Magnezone in the set.
However, the thing with this card is that even when you play it with Magnezone as a non-EX attacker to get through Hooper, you've still got Dialga, which you're already playing.
But Tread doesn't one-shot Hooper. So that's something to consider. I think Heatran's good.
Heatran could warrant a spot in that deck as well.
You could definitely just play it as a one-off.
Yeah.
It's not good in any other type of metal archetype.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to play the Registeel and
Registeel's
play a deck
still
around
valid.
that, like, discarding energy is not what you want to do if you can help it, especially if it's for only 130 damage. So, yep. Alright, I think that's it. Is there any other cards that we didn't open that you want to mention quickly?
I don't think so.
Magnezone is the big one.
Yeah. Duskmane Necrozma.
We saw it in Polion. We mentioned Duskmane Necrozma,
Yeah.
230 damage. So,
I think that's it.
any standout card for you from the set? Like the number one card for you?
For me, Magnezone and Duskmane Necrozma. Oh no, Glaceon GX.
Oh yeah, we didn't
card.
pull a Glaceon GX. Glaceon's ability is your opponent can't use abilities, pretty much, isn't it? Yep. So turn 1, water energy to energy evolution Eevee, turns off abilities.
Yeah.
It's only for your opponent, right?
It's only for your opponent, and it's only the EXs and GXs, but
and it
shuts off Wonder Tag.
Yeah, so it's good. Like it's a very quick ability lock. Its attack is no slouch either. 90 and 30 to the bench for
that attack ruled the
energy.
game for several years.
Yeah. So the problem with Glaceon though is it's weak to metal.
Yeah.
So metal's gonna be big.
The point of the deck is to force your opponent to start struggling.
Yep. So very early on, just try and overrun them as they struggle to set up without access to abilities.
Force decks to play more supporters.
Yeah. So All right. Well, I think that just about does it for us. The set came out yesterday.
Yeah.
Head out and get some cards, I guess. Thank you to Banter for providing us with a box to review, and we'll see you in the next review. Forbidden Light is the next set. Yep. All right. Well, see you later. Bye.